Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. ADRIANA Young's family raises concerns over RCMP investigator. Local police now scampering to gather witness statements. Man charged, released on bail in connection with viral audio on ADRIANA Young's autopsy case. Retaliatory measures to address U.S. tariffs would be extremely stupid, says Vice President JAGDEO. And the Turkish company KARPOWERSHIP proposes using offshore natural gas to support national grid until the gas-to-energy project comes on stream. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, May 9 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. More concerns are being raised over the private investigator who was hired by the Irfan Ali-led government to probe the death of ADRIANA Young. The family of the dead child spoke through their attorney. Here's more. Government's announcement that a retired expert from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police has been recruited to assist local police with the investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of ADRIANA Young is not resting well with the child's family. Their attorney, Dexter Todd, told reporters on Friday that the main issue lies with the local police, who will obviously have to take the lead in the investigation.
They don't believe that the police force, that they have any integrity and any capability of properly investigating this matter.
As pressure continues to mount on the police and the government for answers on the death of ADRIANA Young, the government on Thursday said Leonard Makoshen, who has reportedly spent 20 years with the Serious Crimes Branch in the Major Crimes Unit, will soon begin working on the case. The question therefore lingering in the minds of Young's family is, since Mr. Koshin has been retired, who will he be answerable to?
He's not attached to anyone. He's not attached to anyone. And therefore, is he going to have serious limitations in relation to the police's investigation because of the fact that they have been doing a sloppy job?
The attorney explained why the family and the civil society alike would have preferred the Federal Bureau of Investigation or Scotland Yard to conduct such a sensitive investigation.
You have certain ethical practices and standards in which they can research, look at, and to be able to have some form of comfort that the same code of conduct which operated in that particular jurisdiction in which the FBI is operating or Scotland Yard is operating, it's going to be the same standard being transferred to the investigation.
It would appear that local police are now scampering to have witnesses come forward with their statements. This has been confirmed by Dr. Todd.
I was contacted yesterday in order for witnesses to come to give statements. And I'm saying, but after 2 weeks, you have not gotten statements from the people who were around the pool. You already should have had a list of the persons who were in close proximity to the pool, to the body, etc., persons who searched the pool.
ADRIANA had been reported missing on Wednesday, April 23, 2025, after she visited the Doubleday Hotel with her grandmother and other relatives. Despite a search shortly after her disappearance, her body was not found until early Thursday morning, floating in the same pool that had been searched the day before. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. A man has been charged in connection with a widely circulated voice recording that falsely implicated the Minister of Health in the autopsy findings of 11-year-old ADRIANA Young. The recording, allegedly made by a nursing assistant, sparked public outrage and prompted swift investigations by law enforcement. Tiana Cole is on this story.
Following the circulation of a controversial voice recording allegedly involving nursing assistant and false claims surrounding witnessing the autopsy of ADRIANA Young, a man was on Friday charged and released on bail. Randolph Kingston appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where he was charged with circulating a voice recording attributed to nursing assistant Tiana Serena Lewis King. Kingston was charged with using a computer system to incite terror and was granted $300,000 bail. On May 5, the Guyana Police Force issued a wanted bulletin for Lewis King, a nursing assistant attached to the Ministry of Health and stationed at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC. In the voice note, Lewis King claimed she was instructed by Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony to attend Adriana Young's post-mortem examination. However, the police in a statement said Attorney-at-Law Darren Wade, who was representing the family of the late Adriana Young and was present during the post-mortem, confirmed that Lewis King was not in attendance. Additionally, Dr. Caleb McCluggan, who also represented the family's interest during the autopsy, told investigators that he recognized the voice in the recording as that of Lewis King. He identified her as a nurse's aide and a graduate of the 2024 nursing program, and similarly confirmed she was not present at the post-mortem. Meanwhile, Dr. Anthony has publicly denied authorizing Lewis King's presence at the examination. The minister stated that the post-mortem was recorded on video in accordance with protocol and that a log of attendees was kept. He confirmed that Lewis King's name does not appear in the official record. Dr. Anthony also noted that he is consulting with legal counsels and considering legal action against Lewis King, calling the incident a calculated attempt to damage his reputation. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
One major political party is optimistic about returning to power whenever Guyanese go to the polls, while another says such dreams will not be a reality. You'll find out more in this report. Since the period for the 2025 general and regional elections was made known, President Irfan Ali, Vice President JAGDEO, and a handful of People's Progressive Party civic supporters have been boasting about a second term after Guyanese go to the polls in 2025. Now, opposition leader Aubrey Norton believes the PPPC's dreams of being re-elected to office will be shattered.
The PPP will be removed from office. I don't know what a question of chance is. The PPP has done everything to ensure that they are removed from office.
Speaking during his weekly press conference on Friday, Mr. Norton suggested that with the PPP being self-destructive, will cause their defeat at the upcoming polls.
Any right-thinking Guyanese, including some of them who are running around the PPP, will not vote for the People's Progressive Party. Everybody is seeing what is emerging. They are now talking about using cameras to do surveillance on the average Guyanese.
The opposition leader, though, seems worried about an old tactic he has accused the PPP of employing every 5 years, or more so, whenever the party is in power.
The only thing could save the PPP at this stage is if they succeed in pushing the race card and it become an ethnic issue. And even with that, I think the PPP will be removed from office.
Mr. Norton posited that the word on the ground, after meeting with citizens across the country, especially in the ruling party's stronghold, is that they desire a change in government.
It is evident that people in PPP strongholds are now satisfied that the worst government ever in the history of this country, even worse than 1992 to 2015, is the People's Progressive Party under Irfan Ali.
The last general and regional elections were held in March 2020. The PPPC then got into office 5 months later, after several hiccups. Vice President JAGDEO in January of 2025 disclosed that the next general elections will likely be held in November of 2025. In 2024, GCOM received an allocation of $3.5 billion, while just over $7.3 billion was allocated in 2025. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, clothes, and deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting's and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC unit and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Krishna Ralph Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Ralph Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Hey, Stampede, I don't feel I don't go away when y'all don't eat me food, you know. Y'all got fair wash your place because I did my nails. When is somebody going to make a nice cake? Is my good cake on upon the same?
Madam, I got a call from the people in the community, and they said you are disturbing the peace. You're smelling up the place, and you're doing something, but your food always seems to smell good.
Peppies, you get the best on these things.
These things just make you cook good. I want these things, and I'll carry them for evidence.
I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you.
HGP Nightly News. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic Barra JAGDEO at his weekly party press conference on Thursday poured cold water on suggestions made on how Guyana should have responded to the United States tariffs. Here is more.
Responding to a Starbuck News editorial on Thursday, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the country's sitting Vice President Barra JAGDEO made it clear that his government will not respond to the United States reciprocal tariffs on Guyanese goods with retaliatory measures.
Now, you have to be extremely stupid to hold that view. How could a country like ours, with a bilateral trade that we have with the United States of America, plan retaliatory tariffs against the United States of America? Even the big countries in the world fear this. The Mexicos, where they have massive trade surpluses, fear this. Mexico, Canada, the European Union, they're cautious with retaliatory measures.
Mr. JAGDEO further explained that his government has already decided that cooperating with the Trump administration will be the way forward to address the issue.
We're hoping to get this removed. We'll be working with the U.S. administration on this, and that should we not succeed, we have explored a number of measures that we intend to pursue that would allow our exporters to still remain competitive.
He later added that Guyana's Finance Minister Hashni Singh has already engaged the U.S. Trade Representative Ambassador Jamison Gear in Washington to discuss the tariffs on Guyanese goods.
It is the quiet diplomacy that we'll work through and working with the U.S. government so that they understand why the trade surplus arose. It's mainly because of our export of oil, and most of that is from Exxon, a U.S. company. So that is the approach we will take, not planning retaliatory tariffs.
In April, it was widely reported that the Trump administration slapped a 38% tariff on Guyanese goods entering the United States, claiming that Guyana is charging the U.S. 76% tariffs in currency manipulation and trade barriers. Tianco reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day tells us that the government of the United Kingdom, in partnership with the United Nations Development Programme, will be providing technical support to the Ghana Elections Commission in strengthening its electoral capacity ahead of the 2025 general and regional elections.
With general and regional elections constitutionally due this year, the United Kingdom and the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, are assisting the Ghana Elections Commission in boosting its capacity as citizens are expected to cast their ballots. The Electoral Support Project, founded by the UK government and implemented by UNDP, will provide high-level technical assistance, international expertise, and best practices to support GCOM in administering elections that meet international standards. The UNDP in a statement said that the project is designed to support both immediate and longer-term needs of GCOM in managing the 2025 electoral cycle and will continue through to March 2026. The UK has allocated £750,000 to support this initiative. This partnership underscores the importance of international cooperation in bolstering national systems through the application of global best practices tailored to Guyana's unique political and cultural context, according to the organization. The Alliance for Change AFC on numerous occasions expressed dissatisfaction with GCOM's refusal to acknowledge recommendations made by the international observers missions, such as the Carter Center and European Union, EU. This is according to Catherine Hughes, opposition parliamentarian and member of the AFC.
These fundamental recommendations were well articulated at the time and recommended to ensure that the challenges and errors of the 2020 elections debacle would not be repeated.
The AFC executive noted that following a meeting with the European Union Elections Exploratory Mission, it was highlighted that only 2 of the 26 recommendations were implemented by GCOM. After 5 years of non-action on the part of GCOM, this situation is unacceptable and atrocious, Hughes remarked.
The Alliance for Change has heard nothing from GCOM since our meeting of several weeks ago with regards to the several concerns raised.
I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
You know, I've been thinking, since I moved over to the west side, this is the perfect location for put up a food stand.
Put up food stand here?
Yes, Officer Bling.
No, Granny, you can't put up no food stand here.
Why not?
Because the gas to energy pipeline.
Gas to energy? Why is that?
You can bring gas from offshore to region 3, that can turn it to electricity and other things.
So what about if Granny put it up over there?
No, Granny, listen. This whole area here, from here to the West Bank, is considered the right of way. So nobody can build, plant, dig, or burn nothing here.
But what if I am?
No buts, Granny. Listen, you could get yourself or others hurt. Watch, you see this number here? You call it if you see anybody doing anything out of the way or doing anything they ain't supposed to be doing, like building, digging, or burning stuff on the right of way.
All right, grandson, I hear you.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025, and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all Guyanese who meet the eligibility criteria to apply for registration. By doing so, you would be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official list of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. For more information, contact the GCOM on 2250-277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
The Ministry of Education wishes to announce that the Because We Care Cash Grant and the Uniform and School Supplies Grant will begin distribution from May 12, 2025. Please note, however, that distribution will begin later in May and in some cases June for certain regions. Therefore, we encourage all parents and guardians to consult the published distribution schedule to confirm when their grant will be available.
So, what's being given this year?
The grant has been increased to $55,000 per child. This includes $50,000 for the Because We Care Cash Grant and $5,000 for the Uniform and School Supplies Grant.
Who qualifies for this grant?
All public and private school learners from nursery year 1 to grade 10 who are registered and attending school are eligible. In grade 11, only students who will register for CAPE grade 12 in September qualify, along with current grade 12 students who will be continuing to grade 13. For children entering nursery this year, they must have been registered by March 28, 2025.
How do I collect the grant?
The parent or assigned guardian of the child can uplift the grant at the child's school. Just make sure to bring a valid form of ID, your national ID card, passport, or driver's license.
What if I don't have any of those IDs?
No worries, your identity can be verified by a senior official in your community, such as the school's principal or village tusho.
Suppose I can't go myself to collect it. What then?
You can authorize someone else to collect the grant on your behalf.
What happens if I miss the date?
If you miss the scheduled date at your school, a later collection date will be announced, but this will only happen after the national distribution is completed, so it's best to collect it as scheduled if possible. Got more questions? Check the Ministry of Education's social media pages or contact your child's school for more information. In service to you, because we care.
HGP Nightly News, welcome back. As the world celebrates International Nurses Week, Guyana is spotlighting the critical role of research in advancing healthcare. Tiana Cole will tell you more.
The Ministry of Health hosted a special research forum on Friday, bringing together nurses and midwives to underscore the critical role of scientific inquiry in improving patient care and strengthening the health system. Delivering the feature address, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said it is important that a theme for the research was chosen as part of the International Nurses Week celebrations. He emphasized that Over the past few years, the government has been working to transform the health sector, and research plays a key role in that process.
There are lots of things that can be done in the area of research, and there'll be many, many more things that would be happening.
The minister also noted that several partners are working with the ministry to help educate nurses and midwives on the fundamental aspects of research.
Because when we do research, and whatever we are doing, we want those findings to be properly validated. It must withstand scientific rigor. And the only way it can withstand scientific rigor is if we do it the right way.
Dr. Anthony Ford stated that nurses should engage in continuing nursing education annually to stay current with emerging healthcare topics.
And if you are not going to do your continuing nursing education, then you will have difficulty getting your license.
As part of the ceremony, several nurses and midwives were recognized and awarded for the research conducted in their respective fields. Tianako reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
In an update on the energy sector, Antonio Day tells us that Turkish company KARPOWERSHIP presented a proposal to the government of Guyana to supply additional power supply to the national grid until the Wales gas to energy project comes on stream.
It is known that the first phase of the $2 billion gas to energy project is now delayed to 2026. The government received a temporary proposal from KARPOWERSHIP for the Wales project. This was confirmed by General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic, JAGDEO, at a press conference on Thursday. The Turkish firm is proposing a floating power plant in Guyana to generate 300 megawatt of electricity using natural gas from the Sabo block, where ExxonMobil and partners are producing oil.
If we could generate 300 megawatts of power from, say, the use of a barge until the power plant is ready, that would save us about $1 million US per day.
According to Mr. JAGDEO, the proposal could also replace expensive heavy fuel with natural gas-based generation. The General Secretary emphasized that the transmission infrastructure must be able to distribute and absorb the entire capacity first. However, there is no definitive date as to when the proposal would receive the green light, as it is currently under review by the Office of the Prime Minister.
I don't have a time frame, it's just a proposal. Right now,
JAGDEO noted that this proposal has to be examined comprehensively before arriving at a decision.
Right now, they're studying one issue. The one issue is that if they generate 300 megawatts of power using our gas now, immediately, and we will get some of the fluids from the cleaning of the gas, but it would take them to put maybe about 90 days to get it in place.
The General Secretary argues that it will also be productive to use the gas for transportation to the transmission main and distribution. And once that is done, it makes the proposal applicable, he noted.
If we can't use all of it and we have to pay for it and can't use it because they would want you to pay for all of it, it's a big facility they'll bring down.
I am Antonio D reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for your regional news.
Turbo with a new look, news time, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
This Mother's Day, Digicel is turning up the love and cooling things down.
Imagine surprising mom with a brand new fully stocked fridge.
Digicel is making it a reality.
You can win one of 4 fully stocked fridges
worth over $500,000.
Just top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to win weekly. It's that easy.
Top up today. The more you top up, the more chances you have to win.
Happy Mother's Day from Digicel. Better connected.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all Guyanese who meet the eligibility criteria to apply for registration. By doing so, you would be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official list of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. For more information, contact the GCOM on 2250-27729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
The Ministry of Education wishes to announce that the Because We Care Cash Grant and the Uniform and School Supplies Grant will begin distribution from May 12, 2025. Please note, however, that distribution will begin later in May and in some cases June for certain regions. Therefore, we encourage all parents and guardians to consult the published distribution schedule to confirm when their grant will be available.
So, what's been given this year?
The grant has been increased to $55,000 per child. This includes $50,000 for the Because We Care Cash Grant and $5,000 for the Uniform and School Supplies Grant.
Who qualifies for this grant?
All public and private school learners from nursery year 1 to grade 10 who are registered and attending school are eligible. In grade 11, only students who will register for CAPE grade 12 in September qualify, along with current grade 12 students who will be continuing to grade 13. For children entering nursery this year, they must have been registered by March 28, 2025.
How do I collect the grant?
The parent or assigned guardian of the child can uplift the grant at the child's school. Just make sure to bring a valid form of ID, your national ID card, passport, or driver's license.
What if I don't have any of those IDs?
No worries, your identity can be verified by a senior official in your community, such as the school's principal or village tushao.
Suppose I can't go myself to collect it. What then?
You can authorize someone else to collect the grant on your behalf.
What happens if I miss the date?
If you miss the scheduled date at your school, a later collection date will be announced, but this will only happen after the national distribution is completed, so it's best to collect it as scheduled if possible. Got more questions? Check the Ministry of Education's social media pages or contact your child's school for more information. In service to you, because we care.
Good evening, everyone. I am Antonio Day with Friday's edition of the Regional News. Starting off with news in the international diaspora. The new Pope Leo XIV has called for the Catholic Church to desperately counter a lack of faith in his first Mass at the Vatican. Speaking the day after he was elected as the 267th Pope and the first U.S. leader of the Church, he warned that people were turning away from the faith and instead to technology, money, success, power, or pleasure. Leo said he had been elected to be a quote-unquote faithful administrator of a church that would act as the beacon that illuminates the dark nights of this world. The ascension of Robert Francis Prevost has been celebrated by the world's 1.4 billion Catholics with joyous outbursts in his U.S. homeland and in Peru, where he served for 20 years. The 69-year-old is the first American to assume such a role at the Vatican, and I quote, "A lack of faith is often tragically accompanied by the loss of meaning in life, neglect of mercy, appalling violations of human dignity, the crisis of the family, and so many other wounds that afflict our society," he said in the address delivered in Italian. Turning attention to news in Barbados. Police at the District A police station in Barbados are carrying out investigations into a fatal shooting that occurred at Whitehall No. 2 St. Michael on Monday, May 5th at about 9:30 p.m. Investigations revealed that the deceased had just arrived home in his motorcar when an unknown assailant approached him from the opposite side of the road and discharged a firearm, fatally wounding him. The deceased, who is known to the police, was positively identified by a relative as Nicholas Ethan Jordan, 40 years old, of the same address. Investigations are continuing into the matter. And we end with news in Brazil. Brazilian meat exporters sold some 48,000 metric tons of beef into the United States last month, despite enforcement of a new 10% tariff by Washington. Roberto Perosa, head of the Brazilian beef lobby ABIEC, said on Thursday, China remains Brazil's main export destination for beef products, but a severe shortage of cattle in the United States has boosted demand for beef exports, including from Brazilian and Australian suppliers, Perosa said. Thank you for watching. I am Antonio Day.
ADRIANA Young's family raises concerns over RCMP investigator. Local police now scampering to gather witness statements. Man charged released on bail in connection with viral audio on ADRIANA Young's autopsy case. Retaliatory measures to address U.S. tariffs would be extremely stupid, says Vice President JAGDEO. And Turkish company KARPOWERSHIP proposes using offshore natural gas to support national grid until gas-to-energy project comes on stream. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.